sound like you in the Marlboro Club.
No, I can't get rid of this bronchitis.
All right, going through all this stuff. Okay. Okay. Today we're going in 5.6. Now, next to 5.3, 5.6 makes up the rest of your test. So if I tell you that 80% of your test comes from 5.6 and 5.3, then if I give you 10 questions, 8 of them is going to come from 5.6 and 5.3. If I give you 20 questions, 16 of them is going to come from 5.3 and 5.6. So 5.6 is very important. Everybody got that? It's very important. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on 5.6. Those chances are I'm going to spend probably this week on 5.6 because some people have had access or exposure to scientific notation and exponents, and some have not. And I'm going to go ahead because this room has a tendency to be messed up. So I'm going to make sure this thing is right before I start. At least I can eat french fries during class. That's not too loud. Okay. Here we go. First of all, I want to go over a little bit of review, and that is on the exponential laws. And your exponential laws, exponential laws are as follows. Number one, it's called the product rule. The product rule says that if I have two terms and they have the same basis, and the same basis means if these are the same, and I am multiplying, what do I do to the exponents? What? Not multiply them, add them. Adding the exponents. So 4 to the second times 4 to the third is equal to 4 to the what? Yeah. That's called the product rule. So anytime we're multiplying terms and the bases are the same, 10 to the fourth times 10 to the third is equal to what? 10 to the seventh. How about 10 to the second times 10 to the third, or to the negative fourth? Ten to the what? Negative 2. 10 to the negative 8 times 10 to the 4th is equal to what? Huh? 10 to the negative 4th. So all of those are examples of product rule. And remember,
You have a work
product
email.
rule, the bases have to be the what? They have to be the same. So if you have x to the 4th times y to the 5th, you can't do anything to it. Because the bases are not what? The bases are not the same. Bases have to be the same. And make sure you understand how I got those answers. The second rule is called the quotient rule. What does quotient mean? Divide. So if I have the same bases and I'm dividing, what do I do to the exponents? I didn't hear anybody say anything. Well, what did you do when you multiplied them? You added them. So what do you think you're going to do if you divide them? Subtract them. So here's some examples. A to the 4th over a to the 2nd is a to the 4 minus 2, which is what? A to the 2nd. X to the 4th over x to the negative 3. Be careful, because you're subtracting. So that would be x to the 4 minus a what? Negative 3. And what I tell you to do when you saw those two together, that would be x to the what? 7. Y to the 5th divided by y to the 1st, y to the 5 minus 1, y to the 4. Ten to the 4th over 10 to the 2nd is equal to what? 10 to the 2nd. 10 to the 8th over 10 to the negative 2. What is that? Ten to the 8 minus what? Negative 2, which is equal to 10 to the what? 10 to the 10. Now, do y'all notice how I did each one of those? I wrote everything what? Out. When y'all start skipping those steps, that's when y'all start messing up. Okay? Pretty simple. Now, what is scientific notation? Well, you need to know the definition. Now, this is one of those things that if you don't learn the definition, you're not going to be able to do the problems. So it's just like anything else. If you don't do what I tell you, then don't cry when you don't know how to do it. So you're going to have to memorize the definition. Nope. That's what are those things called on YouTube? What are they called? Videos. That's what those videos are for. Scientific notation, probably. If y'all send how did I go over stuff in class? If you what? If you send me what? Ask my instructor. I go over any questions y'all send me. Scientific notation. Placing the decimal to the right of the first number greater than 0. Now, I love it when I give people this definition because they always say, well, how do I know which one's the right? Well, all of us read, which way do we read? All of us read from left to right. So, left to B, I don't know what left to B is, but left to right. So, if I give you 413 million, which way do we read? We read left to right. Where's the first number greater than 0?
1.
Okay. Let's draw a number line. Y'all trying to make it hard already. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, where's the first number greater than 0? Which way do we read? Y'all are just ignoring the first number. 4. What is the first number greater than 0? Yeah. I don't understand how y'all can confuse that. But I'm used to it. I should be used to it. Because others mess it up a whole lot better, worse than y'all did. First number greater than 0 is 4. So what does that say? So I need to put the decimal right here. Where is the decimal right now on 413 million? All the way at the end. All whole numbers have a decimal right at the end. So I got to move this decimal right there. Now, I have a certain way of showing this. If you've seen scientific notation before, then you probably won't have problems. If you have not seen scientific notation, that's a good thing. Because once I teach you how to do it the correct way, you won't mess it up. Alright? So I've got to move this decimal right here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I rewrite it as 4.13 times 10 to the blank 8. Now, I'm going to put a note here. I'm going to draw an arrow right here. And I'm going to say mentally. What does mentally mean? In your head. So does that mean we do anything on paper? No. Mentally. Which way do we move the decimal to get original form? Original form is what we started with. So, mentally ask yourself, which way do we move this decimal to get it back to the way it was? In your head, which way do you move it? So where to move it back the way it was? Which direction? To the right. So right is positive. So your final answer is 4.13 times 10 to the 8th power. And that's how you write this number in scientific notation.
It always comes in.
Yep. Because each place is tens. Okay, so let's do another one. I'm going to leave everything up here because somebody's going to say, well, how'd you know to do that? And I'm going to point back to the definition and read from left to right. So let's do another. Point 0.0000417. All right, you do that. Now, if you try to do it your own way and your own steps, then you're probably going to screw it up. If you've had exposure to scientific notation and you know how to do it, then you should be okay. And if you do it by the way I told you, you should be okay. The greatest thing ever invented is honey mustard. It's even better than ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise. Well, not mayonnaise, but and it's the best thing to put fries on. And although that salted caramel martini sure was good, but still not better than honey mustard. Y'all need to cheer up. I think French fries is my favorite food. I can make a bunch of French fries. I love cooking French fries. But they gotta be the crinkle fries. That's the best fries. Huh? You like the straight ones? Hmm?
When checkers roll for you, I like checkers.
Are those straight fries? You don't like crinkle fries, is that what you're saying?
I like the crinkle, but the other ones, old fashioned. Bojangles have my favorite.
I don't like Bojangles tea. I don't like their fries. I don't like their hash browns. Their tea is nasty.
That's the only thing that's good.
It's got a wang to it.
I know that's what's good.
It could be old.
I don't like.
It tastes weird to me. When I go to Bojangles, I have to get a soft drink. I can't drink their tea. It tastes nasty. Well, if I was going to get chicken, I go to Zaxby's. All right, so here we go. Where is the first number greater than 0? God, y'all did it right this time.
We didn't know what you were talking about.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4.17 times 10 to the blank 6. Now, mentally, which way do we move that decimal to get it back the way it was? To the left, and that's a negative. So your final answer, is 4.17 times 10 to the negative 6 power. Okay, so we're going to do another one. Okay, so let's do another. Let's try that. We're going to do these until y'all get sick of doing them, because we ain't even got to the hard ones yet. This is just introductory. Excuse me. Okay, if you can't do it, then that means you're what? A failure or a loser. And that you should live in a what? In a ditch. Good job. Where is the decimal right now?
There.
Right there. There's the decimal. We need to move it where? Between the twos. Right there. 1, I have no idea. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2.23 times 10 to the blank 5. Now, mentally, I'm going to put an M right here, meaning in our head. Which way do we move that decimal to get it back the way it was? So your answer is 2.23 times 10 to the 5th. That's what? If you've never seen it before, yes. If you've seen this before, the blank is to tell you what? Because people do not mess this up. They don't mess this up. They mess the sign up. And when I do the more, whoever asked that question, when I do the more challenging problems, you'll see people get them wrong because they're not doing the blank. So, like I said, if you have exposure to it and you didn't use the blank, that's fine. But don't get mad when we get to the problems that I'm talking about and you get it wrong. Okay? And hopefully you won't. Let's try and earn. Because we haven't gotten the ones that people get wrong yet. We're doing the easy ones right now. Zaxby's toast is the best. I could eat a whole box of their toast. What? Well, I only go to one place to get burgers, and that's Hardee's. Because, one, I know what I'm eating, and I can see what I'm eating. I have no earthly idea what you're eating at McDonald's. I haven't eaten at McDonald's in 4 or 5 years. I will not eat. Ever since that video came out with the pink slime, I haven't watched it. I mean, I haven't gone there. And you can take a cheeseburger and order fries, leave it in your car for 3 weeks, and it looks like, and after 3 weeks, it looks no different. That's how many preservatives they put in it. Now, of course, it wouldn't taste good, but it looks immaculate because they put so much preservatives in their food. The second place I would eat a hamburger would be Wendy's. After that, I ain't going to Burger King and I ain't going to McDonald's. And I don't know of any other place in Anderson.
What about hot dogs?
Hardee's. It's the only place that serves hot dogs. And people, oh, skins. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I was raised on a hamburger bun, a hot dog bun that was steamed, and have a good day, and a weenie that didn't turn the water pink. Have you ever seen weenies that turn the water pink? Those are made out of chitlins. And chili that was made by my mother, that was made by ground hamburger and tomato sauce and chili powder and sugar. And buddy, when you eat one of those hot dogs, you throw those Skins hot dogs in the trash can. I wouldn't pay you 25 cents for a Skins hot dog because they're nasty. Because and if you think they're the greatest thing in the world, you've never had a good hot dog. That's why I go to Hardee's, because their chili's from a can, but at least their hot dog is a real hot dog. The weenie part is a real hot dog. It's not one of those, chitlin weenies. Them things, if you boil your hot dogs, not grill them, and your water turns pink, You got a chitlin weenie is what you got. Made out of innards. Huh? Because I got food up here and I'm making y'all hungry. You can come up here. You want a fix fry? You want a fix fry? Huh? Y'all can come. Y'all bring whatever y'all want to class. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.87 times 10 to the blank 3. Which way did I move this in my head? To get back the way it was? So 4.87 times 10 to the negative 3. Like I said, y'all don't usually get these wrong. But these ain't one of them last year. Okay? Now some of y'all are going, well, I don't know of any other ones. Well, then you don't know how to do them then. The other easy ones are these. Equals blank. Write that in regular notation. What? These are easier than the ones before because it tells you which way to move the what? It tells you which way to move the decimal. Okay, so I'm going to put a dashed 4.7 right here. And then I'm going to move the decimal 5 places. And what's in front of that 5? A plus or minus? It's a plus because nothing's there. So you're going to move that decimal 5 places to the what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And nothing's there, so you put what? Zeros. And there's the decimal, and 1, 2, 3, and then fill in 470,000. And that's how you do these. Here, since I'm going to move to the left, I got to have some room on the left-hand side. I'm going to put this 5.23. There it is. So this tells me I got to move which way? 4 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my decimal now, but I got 3 humps that don't have anything there. So, and then fill in your, and that's your answer there. And then this one, this thing doesn't draw dashes very well. It has a fit. It thinks I'm trying to do something else. Alright, so there's my decimal. Which way am I going to move it? To the right. How many places? 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 hump. So 1 0, and then fill in. So 10,330. Like I said, these are the ones that people don't miss. Okay. So somebody's saying, I don't know of any other ones. All right, here we go. These are the ones that people miss. Why? Because 2 times 10 is 20. Well, go ahead and finish it. And it only takes about 15 seconds to do this problem. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what somebody did. Took them 45 minutes to do the problem. You don't need 2 minutes. This is what one person did. You're going to watch, you're doing it the wrong way. This is what one person did. 2.0. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4. This is what one person did one semester. And they did this. Everybody with me? And then they did times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We're not doing it wrong.
And then they took 1 trillion and tried to multiply it by hand. They tried to multiply it by 20,000. That's what one person did one time. This is not only wrong, it is the worst possible way to do this problem. This is like you're not only living in a ditch, but you are a loser and you live in a cardboard box in a ditch. So this is not the way to do this problem. Okay? So I just wanted to keep somebody from doing that. It only takes you about 15 seconds to do this problem. What's 2 times 10? 20. And what's 10 to the 4th times 10 to the 8th? What's 4 plus 8? Why was I able to do that? Because the 10s are the same what? Base. Now, there's only one problem. And 90% of y'all get this part right. Well, Hubert, I thought you said they get it wrong. Yeah, because of the next step. Because this is not the scientific way. I want y'all to finish it. Turn it into scientific notation. I don't know how to change it. What do you mean change it? Read the definition. Right now the decimal is where? Right there. That's not scientific notation. This is the number 1 on the first test, first unit test. This is the number 1 problem. These problems that I'm going to do today and Wednesday are the number 1 problems that get missed on the test. And is it because of the 12? Nope. Is it because of the next step, the 1? Nope. What's the problem? Sign. Where I put the blank, that's where y'all get it wrong. Because I've got 12 people in here. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 just left. Got 9 people in here. If I gave this problem on a test today, probably 6 to 7 of you would get it wrong by just one little thing, and that's the sign. Without teaching you how to do it, 7 of you would get it wrong. So, where do we need to put the decimal? I heard of 1 right beside the 2. So everybody gets that right. No problem. So one place. So everybody puts 2.0 times 10 to the 12, and then a 1, and then they go. And they just sit there and stare at it. You got to put a blank. And then you ask yourself what? Which way did I move this to get it back the way it was? And you get 2.0 times 10 to the 13th power, and I guarantee you somebody in here has an 11, but you don't have to say anything. They have 2.0 times 10 to the 11th power. That's right here is where students get these problems wrong right there. They subtract. I don't know why. I don't know who told them that, but that's where students get it wrong. They don't get the first part wrong. They don't get the second part wrong. They get the last part wrong, and that is the 12 blank 1. They mess up the sign. So let's do a nerd, because we're going to do about 5,000 of these. So therefore, they'll be on the videos whenever you miss class or whenever you need to review over something. So let's do a nerd. Give you two big old numbers. Let's go with 4.0 times 10 to the 12th power times 3.0 times 10 to the 15th power. Oops. It's 10 to the 15. There you go. So you might want to get your calculators out to multiply 4 times 3. Where's this 6 cents for? Nothing, dumbass. That's what people are saying. It's your tip. That's what I want to say to people. Miss Telford, you awful quiet. You usually talking 90 miles an hour in here. I bet you are not quiet at home. I'm reserved when I'm at home. I don't talk much. I'll give y'all a hint. 4 times 3 is 12. So you don't have to use your calculator. All right, 4.0 times 3.0 is 12.0. You don't need to write 0.0, but a lot of people, when they're doing scientific notation, they like to put the 0 there just so they know, they see it. You don't have to. And what is 12 plus 15? 27. You were thinking 12 plus 5. Now, move one place. That would be 1.2 times 10 to the 27 blank 1. And which way do we move this in our head to get it back the way it was? To the right. And now it'll give us 1.2 times 10 to the 28th power. Now, a lot of you think, well, golly, that's easy. Let me show you what you're actually doing. You're taking 4.0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Million, billion, 4 trillion, which is a fifth of our national debt right now. Some of y'all don't even know what the national debt is. Yeah, 19 trillion. And this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Million, billion, trillion, zillion. Basically, y'all multiply 3 zillion times 4 trillion in your head, and you got, we're not even going to ask what 28 is, but that's 1.2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. There's million, billion, billion, trillion, zillion, and then it goes gazillion, and quadrillion. I think it goes quadrillion, and after that, I know there's a galleon, so I don't know what that is. There's your answer. So why do we use scientific notation? To keep us from wasting time doing long division. And relying on what? See, so far, you've learned how to do fractions. You've learned how to do integers. And now you're learning how to do scientific notation. And you're using what? You're using your brain. And if you've been using your brain all this time, you wouldn't have to rely on what? Calculator. So let's do a nerd. I'm going to let y'all do this one. I'm going to see if you can. 45.0 times 10 to the 5th power divided by 5. No, I don't want to do 5, I want to do 3. No hiccup in the class. 3 times 10 to the 12th. Tomorrow night is the New Hampshire primary, and I'm going to be watching it. Because I really believe the polls are going to be correct, since it ain't the fiasco that was in Iowa. They recounted the votes between Hillary and she won by not 0.3, she won by 0.2%. 0.2%. That's pretty bad, especially when you're running against a socialist. I asked students what a socialist meant. Somebody told me somebody's on Facebook. Idiot. You want me to show y'all why I get mad? I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to show you why I get irritated at people. I'm on Facebook. Here we go. Where's my page? This is why I get mad. I'm going to go down and find it. Well, I thought I had it.
Didn't that have something to do with Obama kissing the man or something? What was that?
That's photoshopped. You can't believe half of what you see. You have to research it. I research a lot of stuff. I'll go to Snopes and I pull it up on Snopes, and then I go to some of the news outlets and check it before I post it. I think I've already passed it. No, there's the cat with no legs. Thought it was sweet. Cat running around, he only got 2 legs. He's born without legs, without 2 legs. Here we go. Here's why I get irritated. Well, come on.
We're here on our home campus at Texas Tech to see just how much our fellow students know about their country.
Texas Tech University.
Sweden? The South?
Like the one in 1965, or what Civil War?
Who won it? Who was even in it?
Who was in it? Just tell me who was in it. Oh, I don't know.
Why do you have to do this?
Who won the Civil War? Oh my god. Hey, I'm trying to really get some of this thing. I feel like I'm on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
America? I don't know.
That's the Confederates, right? I have no clue.
The Union. The North. Yes, okay.
Who is the vice president? Is that like a trick question? Okay. I don't know.
I have no idea. Right now? I don't know. What's his name? Oh my gosh. I have the name of my United States in my head.
I have no idea. Oh no.
Joe Biden. Yes. Okay, who did we gain our independence from?
These are horrible.
I have no idea. Do you know what year we happened? Absolutely not.
I couldn't tell you.
It's like 1677 or something. What show is Snooki on? Jersey Shore.
The Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore. Who is Brad Pitt married to?
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. And who was he married to before that?
I think it was Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston? Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston. Awesome. Thank you.
That makes you want to slap every single one.
So I ranted on my Facebook. Because what is one of the biggest things that they're talking about right now, especially on the Democratic side? College what? College debt. Okay, I would like to vent about this. These people actually vote. These people are in college. These people are so dumb it takes them 3 semesters to pass a CRIP course. What's a CRIP course? An easy course. Easy. Like CPT 170 is a CRIP course. Sociology should be a CRIP course. Art and music appreciation, those are CRIP courses. I love the courses, but they're easier than math and English and science. And these people wonder why student loans are out of the roof. Think about it. If they can't answer these simple questions, how long does it take them to get a 4-year degree? Yep. So these people would take 10 years to get a 4-year degree in underwater firefighting. And they can't get a job with a degree in underwater firefighting, so they can't pay off their national debt. They can't pay off their college debt. And you know, after I said this, do you know what one of my students asked me? Where can I get a degree in underwater firefighting?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You know what? I think the days of acting like you're stupid, or the days of acting like you're airheaded, I think those days are coming to an end. I think people are actually looking at you like you're an idiot because of these. You can't even tell who the Vice President of the United States is. So what does that tell you about the intellectual level of these people?
They're stupid.
They're about this. This is the intellectual level. They have no IQ. And they're going to what? I'm sorry, but I told my daughter, she said, I'm worried to death about college debt. I said, well, only go to college where you can afford. Go to Tri-County Tech. I want to go to Clemson. I said, nobody is twisting your arm to go to Clemson. You go where you can pay for it. And then you get a degree in something that pays. Don't get a degree in Parks and Recreation. Parks and Recreation is a real easy degree program, but you only get paid $17,000 a month starting out. And the market is flooded with people to manage hotels. So why would you get a degree? Because it's easy. That's why. And that's what they do. So what they do is these students, they get out of high school, I want to go to Yale. And they put in for Yale and they get accepted. Well, how much is Yale? $100,000 a year. Okay? I'll get student loans. And they take whatever class, and it takes them 6 years to get a 4-year degree. Why did they go to Yale? Whose choice was that? Theirs. Could they afford it? No. If they could afford it, they would have wrote a check instead of getting student loans. So this whole, student loans, bull crap. I paid off $35,000 in student loans. I just paid it off like 2 years ago. Why? Because I got a degree in a program that hires math teachers. I didn't get a degree in English. Now, there's nothing wrong with English, but you can get journalism or you can get into English for education and teach. But just getting a degree in English, that's not going to get you a job anywhere. So, think about what you're doing, not just this class, but other classes. Because I don't want you to be looked at like these people, they're idiots. They're idiots. You telling me you went through 12 years of 12 years of school, and you don't know who the Vice President of the United States is? That's pretty sad. Anyway, I had it there with my daughter. She's fussing. She's ranting. Okay. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, she is. I don't know where she gets it from. All right. She was ranting because somebody told her that she needed to wear a jacket over her shirt because her shirt wasn't really legal, but she said it is legal. She fussed with the teacher. And she said, well, what about that student that just walked down with his pants hanging down to his knees? And she didn't say anything. And she's ranting about that. The teacher didn't say anything about the student with his pants hanging down. So, all right, here we go. What's 45 divided by 3? And 5 minus 12. So 15, I'm doing it for a reason this way, times 10, what's 5 minus 12? -7. Okay, so we need to move this one place. Negative 7, blank 1. Which way do we move this in our head to get it back the way it was? Excuse me. So 1.5 times 10 to the negative what? 6. I guarantee you somebody had a negative 8. What? Because that's where they mess it up. Now what did you just do? Let me show you what you just did. You took You took 0.00045 and you divided it by 3 billion. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Million, billion, 3 trillion. You just took 0.00045 and you divided it by 3 trillion. And you got, okay? You got 0.00005 zeros and 1 5. Now, why is this interesting? Because once you get used to it, once you get used to doing this, do you have to do it on paper? You do it in your head, and then people start thinking you're what? A genius, because you're doing them in your head. Yeah. Let me show you. You can actually, no, this right here. You do all this in your head. See, this is what they give you. They give you this on something. And you turn this into this, do this in your head, and then you write the answer like this. And they think, oh my God, how did he do that? Or how did she do that? And then you won't be one of those people that go, what's this 6 cents for? And you won't be one of those people. For example, you start off simple. 3 times 10 to the 4th times 3 times 10 to the 5th. Now, they're not going to give it to you like that. They're going to give it to you like 30,000 times 300,000. That's what they're going to give you. They're going to give you 300,000 times 3,000. You go and you say, okay, that's 9 times 10 to the 9th. 9 times 10 to the 9th is 9. 9 billion. You can do that all day long. Just like you can do the fractions in your head after you do them enough. Or you can do the fractions in your head by doing this. What's a quarter plus 50 cents? 75 cents, which is 3/4. But if you never use your brain, you're not going to be able to make these connections. You're going to be going, what's this 6 cents for? Let's do a nerding. First of all, y'all got to tell me what time's class over. 2:10. We'll give y'all a homework problem that y'all can work on, so y'all can see what they look like. Okay, where is it? There it is. 155. And while y'all working on it, I'm gonna call the roll. Let's see. Homework, ebook. This is 5, what, 6? Study plan, because I the homework. Y'all responsible for what I cover, not what the homework is. They've watered down the homework to be easy. All right, there's some that we did today. I'm not going to do that one. Y'all can do those at home. I want to find the ones that I want to do. It'll hurry up and do it. I'll just do it this way. Okay. I think it's oh my Lord. What problem is this? That's 83. Let's do 95. Let's see what that one looks like. There we go. All right, I'll blow it up for you. Because I will give you mostly word problems on scientific notation problems. Why? Because where are you going to see scientific notation in your academic career? Starts with S. C. Huh? Science. Biology and chemistry. The distance from a planet to its moon is approximately blah 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 miles. If a spacecraft travels blah 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 miles per hour, how many hours would it take the spacecraft need? Would the spacecraft need to travel from the planet to the moon? All right, first of all, I want to ask you a question. The distance from Greenville to Anderson is, I'm going to say, 50 miles. Okay, I'm going to say 50 miles. You travel at 50 miles per hour. How long will it take you to get there? An hour. How'd you do it? Well, you took 50 and divided by 50. Okay? Or whatever. Whatever I said. 50 and divided by whatever, 50 miles per hour, you get 1. So you're going to use division. All right? So, how many hours would it take the speedcraft, how many hours would the spacecraft need to travel from the planet to the moon? So you're going to take the distance and you're going to divide it by the what? Speed, Hubert. Yep. Just like you did with the question I just asked you. Takes you 100 miles. Takes 100 miles from here to Spartanburg. You travel at 50 miles per hour. How long will it take you to get to Spartanburg? 2 hours. You take 100 and divide it by 50. I tried to give y'all something to go on, start the problems, what I tried to do. All right, I'm going to leave that on the board, and then I'm going to call the roll. I know who's here and who's not. So I think everybody's here today. Well, Miss So-and-so left. What? Yeah, that's right. There's a couple of people not here. Lowy, the blonde girl. Lowy and the blonde girl. Lowy and the blonde girl. I'll have to get a t-shirt for them. Hey, I'm Lowy and I'm the blonde girl. All right, Miss Brown is here. Miss Burkhart is not here. Miss Burton, she said she wasn't going to be here. Something about having to take care of her grandmother. I told her, or mother, I told her priorities were messed up. Byers. Dawson and Dawson were here. Eastridge is here. Lowy is not here. I think that's it. Shoemaker's here. Story and Telford's here. Okay. Miss Burkhart. You know that house right beside Mackley School? That's where Colonel Bookhart lives. Or that's where his family lives. That's why I asked her if she had any kinfolk in Anderson. Well, he's a crotchety old fella. I don't know if he's still living or not. He'd be like 107 if he was. Boy, he was crotchety. All right, so the distance is blah, 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 blah. And let me go ahead and do this. It'll be our last problem today. Oh, frozen, sorry. So 2.59 times 10 to the 5th power divided by 2.0 times 10 to the what?
You got 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one, yeah.
God, Lord, I keep doing 4. I keep
Four.
going to the 4. I keep going to the first number that's told.
It should be 2.
Yeah, you're right. You looking at the 9?
I mean the 9.
Are you looking at the 9? I keep going to the 9.
You got to learn that definition.
Yeah.
All right, what's 2.59 divided by 2? Well, half of $2.50 is what? $1.25, Hubert. That's right. And half of 9 cents, $4.50, right? Or 0.45. So that'd be a 1.545. Somebody check. What's 2.59 divided by 2? Okay. Let's take your calculators out. What's 2.59 divided by 2?
1.295.
Okay, I'm way off. Oh, I know. I did $1.50 in my head. I'm sorry. I did $1.50 instead of $1.25. My bad.
Hold on a second. Help me with this decimals like that.
1.29.
How do you get 5?
How about that? 1.295. What do you mean decimals where?
To the right. To the right.
What's the first number greater than 1?
2.
That's where it goes.
No, I get that. And then the 20 is to the right of the number, right? The other number.
First number greater than 0. And what's 5 minus 4? Now, what does this mean? That means I need to move the decimal what? One place to the right. Well, Hubert, why are you not putting it? Well, they're not going to ask you for 1.295 times 10 to the first hours. They're going to ask you for 12.95 or what? 13 what? Why are they going to ask for 13? Because nobody talks in terms of scientific notation. What they do is they calculate in scientific notation and then they answer it with a whole number. So spacecraft would need to travel, and I'll take 12.95 or I'll take 13 on the test. Because does it say round? Does it say anything about where to take it? No, so I will take either answer there. I'm going to put 13. Yeah, but I'll take on the test, I'll take either one. See?